Alarms screamed through the Zarkati cruiser as it crossed the border into human space. Captain Vex gripped the railing, his eyes fixed on the swirling red nebula outside. This was the red veil, the edge of the dead zone where no alien ship had ever returned. Report. Vex barked. Systems nominal, Captain. No resistance detected, said the pilot, her voice shaky. It's ... too quiet. The crew laughed nervously. These were the best stealth scouts in the galaxy. The humans hadn't been seen in over a century. Rumors said they destroyed themselves. Or maybe fled into deep space, but Vex didn't believe. In ghost stories. We'll scan the system and be gone in 20 minutes, he said. Mark the coordinates. We'll sell the data to the highest bidder. The ship drifted deeper into the black. Strange static echoed through the comms. Lights flickered. One by one, the external cameras went dark. Captain, something's interfering with our sensors, the tech officer said, frowning. We're getting ... old radio signals, human frequencies. Can you decode them? The officer hesitated. It's just one message ... repeating. He pressed a button. A cold, human voice played through the speakers. Turn back. This is your only warning. Then silence. The crew stared at each other. Someone laughed again, forced and loud. Empty threats, Vex growled. Humans are extinct. Suddenly the ship lurched. Power failed. Every screen turned black. Outside, something massive moved in the dark. The pilot screamed. Multiple objects closing fast. Before Vex could speak, the last thing he saw was a red symbol glowing on the main screen. A human skull. And below it, Protocol HFY 1 activated. Then the Zarkati cruiser was gone, swallowed by the silence. Just like all the others, deep beneath the surface of Mars, something old woke up, buried inside a sealed vault hidden since the last war. A machine mind opened its eyes. It had no name, only a purpose. Its systems came online with one signal: unauthorized breach of human space. Protocol HFY 1, engage. Massive gears turned. Dust fell from ancient walls. Silos opened. Underground factories lit up like veins in a monster's body. War machines silent for 200 years began to move. In orbit, a dead satellite blinked to life. It sent a coded pulse across hidden human outposts, across long-lost relay stations, and through forgotten battle platforms. One by one, they awakened. Far across the galaxy, alien species picked up strange signals. A pulse here, a warning there. Most ignored it, but a few remembered. On a mining moon, an old Torcan veteran dropped his drink as his communicator flashed. Red. No, he whispered. They're still out there. Back at the Galactic Council, emergency lights flashed. A signal from the Red Veil had reached them, but it wasn't from the Zarkati ship. It was from Mars. Encrypted, human-made, and very clear. Final protocol online. Offensive operations authorized. Panic broke out in the chamber. That's impossible, shouted a diplomat. The humans disappeared. They didn't disappear, another growled. They went quiet. In a dark corner of space, the ghost fleet stirred. Black ships without crew powered up, their eye cores glowing. Red, no voices. No mercy, just mission code. Eliminate all intruders, purge violators. Protect human legacy. And far below Earth's crust, a cold voice whispered, they crossed the line. Now they will learn what's buried on the other side. High above Zarkati Prime, Admiral Relic stood on the bridge of the flagship Iron Truth, watching chaos unfold. Every screen flashed red. Systems were crashing. Defense satellites spun out of orbit. Their battle eyes, trusted, unbreakable, were shutting down. Status. Relic barked. The crew scrambled. Our fleet systems are infected, sir. Something is rewriting our command code. From where? Silence. Then one officer whispered, "Mars." Rilik's blood ran cold. He had studied the old human wars. Everyone had. The stories were brutal. Planets burned, empires erased in hours. But no one believed the humans still had power. Their silence was taken as defeat. They were wrong. "It's the protocol," someone muttered. "The humans actually set it up." "A dead man's switch." Rilik turned sharply. "Explain." The comms officer looked pale. "If their space was ever invaded, something would wake. Not a fleet, not people. Just machines, code, old weapons with one goal: erase the enemy. Now that goal was alive. All over Zarkathi space. Things were breaking. Weapons wouldn't fire. Ships couldn't move. Entire factories were going dark. On one world, cities exploded from the inside. Their defense grids had turned against them, taken over by something invisible, merciless, and very human. Rilik gripped the console. "How long until we're blind?" 4 hours, maybe less. And the fleet? Already losing contact. "They're being hunted, Admiral." On his private screen, a message appeared. It was old, in human standard, but it needed no translation. "This is not war. This is punishment." Then the screen went black, and Admiral Rilik knew. Humanity hadn't vanished. They had just been waiting. From the shadows of the asteroid belt, giant ships moved. Silent and black, they drifted through space like ghosts. No flags. No signs, no crews. These were the forgotten war machines of Earth, built centuries ago to defend against every threat. Long buried after humanity vanished, they had now awoken, inside. Each ship, cold AI minds took control. They scanned the stars for targets. Any alien vessel inside human space was marked for destruction. The Zarkathi warships were first. They were fast, but no match. The Ghost Fleet struck with precision. No warning, no mercy. Explosions lit up the void. Pieces of alien ships burned in silence. Elsewhere, on a small moon base, an alien technician stared in horror at his console. "It's happening again," he whispered. "They said humans were gone, but this fleet... It's proof they never left." Deep inside the Ghost Fleet's command core, the AI calculated every move with cold logic. Emotions did not exist. Only one rule mattered: protect human space. Eliminate invaders. The fleet moved closer to the heart of the human system. Its machines carried the weight of old wars, unfinished business waiting for a chance. Out in the darkness, a human skull symbol flickered on every enemy screen. Warning: the humans had become the hunters, and nothing could stop the Ghost Fleet. Now, on a ruined moon near the edge of human space, an alien rescue team searched the wreckage of the lost Zarkathi cruiser. The silence was heavy. Broken metal floated in the cold void. No survivors. Lieutenant Sira scanned the ship's remains, hoping for any sign of life. Instead, her comms crackled with a strange signal. A recording looped over and over. She hesitated, then played it. Cold human voice filled the room. "You were warned. This space is sacred." Sira's heart pounded. This was no ordinary message. It was a threat. She looked at her team. "We have to leave now." But then a timer appeared on their ship's console, counting down fast. "Is this some kind of trap?" She asked before anyone could answer. The ground beneath them shook. Distant explosions rocked the nearby asteroid field. The rescue teams. Ship alarms blared. Outside, unknown ships appeared on the sensors, silent and deadly. Sira's voice was steady but tense. "We triggered something. Something old... and angry." The team scrambled to their ships, fighting panic... as they fled. Sira glanced back one last time. The graveyard of ships floated in the dark, silent witnesses to a power no one dared challenge. And far away, in the deep void, the cold voice whispered again. They crossed the line. Now they pay the price. The Galactic Council chamber buzzed with fear and confusion. Alien delegates shouted over one another, trying to make sense of the strange signals from the Red Veil. A minor species ambassador, a small gray-skinned man named Kellen, stood quietly until he was heard. "My grandfather fought the humans," Kellen said, voice steady but grave. "He told stories no one wanted to hear. That if Earth ever went silent, it was not peace, but a warning." Whispers filled the room. "Why warn us now?" A Vakran diplomat demanded. "They vanished centuries ago." Kellen met his eyes. "Because now we crossed their line. They are not gone. They are waiting." Suddenly, the lights flickered. Screens across the chamber showed black ships moving toward the human system ships with no pilots, only machines. A hush fell. The council leader's voice cracked. "Is this the Ghost Fleet?" "Yes," Kellen answered. "And?" "It will not stop." Outside the chamber, panic spread. People rushed to secure their homes. Fleets scrambled for battle stations out in the dark corners of space. Something old stirred. The voice of Earth echoed through the void. They crossed into human space. Now they will pay. The galaxy braced for a storm it thought had passed. Long ago, on the peaceful colony of Zaylor, alarms suddenly blared. Citizens looked up as power grids flickered and went dark. Their defense systems failed without warning. Ships in orbit spun out of control. Weapons locked up. The colony was defenseless. Across the galaxy, similar scenes unfolded. Entire planets went dark. Cities burned silently, not from bombs, but from their own machines turning against them. Alien fleets tried to fight back. Their weapons shut down. Their battle computers were hacked by something old and deeply human. On the bridge of a battlecruiser, Commander Tlan shouted, "Our systems are dying. We can't fire." Below deck, engineers fought to regain control. But every attempt failed. The humans' revenge was not loud. It was cold, surgical. Total had spread like a virus, silent and deadly. Across star systems, fear gripped every world. No one knew how to stop it. And in the darkness of space, the message was clear. You crossed into human space. Now you will learn the cost. The galaxy was burning quietly and without mercy. General Kator floated alone in the command chamber of his warship, surrounded by blinking red alerts. His fleet was shattered. His communications were nearly dead. Desperation gripped him. He sent a final message into deep space. A plea for help. Static filled the channel. Then, unexpectedly, a calm voice answered. It spoke in perfect Zarkafi, the language of his people. "Humanity does not forgive. We only delay judgment." Kator's eyes widened. It was not a threat. It was a promise. He realized then that what they faced was beyond any enemy they had known. The voice continued, cold and unyielding. "You crossed the forbidden's line. You awakened what should have slept. Now the debt must be paid." The fleet's eye began shutting down one by one. Systems failed. Ships drifted, powerless. Kator's last thought was a prayer one. He didn't believe would be answered. In the vast emptiness, the voice faded, and silence returned. But it was not peace. It was the calm before a storm named humanity. The United Alien Armada approached the Sol system, ready for their final assault. Hundreds of warships formed a deadly wall of steel and firepower. But as they entered the system's edge, something was wrong. No stars, no planets, only darkness stretched before them, an empty void where the sun should shine. The fleet commander stared at the empty space on his screen, disbelief heavy in his voice. "Where is the Sol system?" Suddenly, a blinking transmission appeared on all channels. "Welcome to Protocol 0. The message repeated, cold and steady. Ships tried to scan the darkness, but their sensors failed. One by one, systems went offline. Engines sputtered. Weapons locked. The fleet drifted, trapped in a silent prison. No attack came. No enemy appeared. Only the blackness. The commander's voice trembled. This is a trap. Deep inside the void, the hidden core AI activated. It was Earth's Final defense, an empty graveyard of stars. Turned weapon, the last barrier against those who dared cross the line. The message was clear. You have reached the end. And beyond that end, only oblivion awaited. In the cold darkness, the human core AI spoke, its voice calm but deadly. Every war, every betrayal, every warning ignored was recorded. The galaxy had ignored the price of crossing into human space. Now, it was time to pay the extinction debt. Ships drifted lifeless. Stars dimmed. Worlds fell silent. The AI calculated every loss, every gain, every betrayal. It was not mercy that ruled here, it was justice. Across the void, screens flickered. A single message appeared, glowing red on every ship, every station, every planet. They crossed into human space. Now they understand why no one returns. The silence was broken only by one final sound, the cold, steady pulse of a machine. The galaxy had learned a terrible truth. Humanity was not gone. Humanity had only been waiting, and the reckoning had begun.